Can I explain myself?
Can what? Wait.
Can I explain why I didn't do the test?
Why?
Because Mr. As you know, I had the AP.
Yeah, but
That
we
was
finished the AP
that was
from
today. Yes,
Saturday.
it was today. Okay,
The
the
AP
test
was
was today.
today?
Okay, but I had another test that I had to do at 4 o'clock, and I didn't study anything, and it was a final exam.
Yeah, but it's on. Just wait till Walid. It was online, yes?
Yes.
Don't tell me that you didn't cheat.
Wallah, I didn't cheat.
ماشي. Sadi. Okay. It's not accepted also, Walid.
Mr. What should I do, يعني?
The test is so important, Walid, because it has items actually. You know that you're not gonna pass through this test again, and there's gonna be a kind of paper that you're gonna save it. But I'm just giving you a lot of example just to keep it in your mind, to keep in your brain. So when it comes again, you're gonna find that as I told you, that sometimes the texts come the same, but only change in the skill. And we need to have a variety of many questions. Just whenever you're gonna enter the test, inshallah, the least mark that you're gonna get is gonna be 700. Okay, Walid?
Okay.
Okay. So Al Walid actually sacrificed and start telling us that he didn't do it. Hussein, mashallah Ali, this a paradox. Nada, mashallah عليها برضو a paradox. Uday, mashallah Ali, a paradox. And Najib, mashallah Ali, a paradox.
Mr.
Uh-huh.
Mr. I am the same as Walid.
Okay.
As Walid.
I said, mashallah, برضو paradox. Okay. So let's find now the people that they solve and still have certain question as mistakes. Let's go to Yahya. Number 11. Number 11 is level 3 as it's written here. This what? This literary. How you know, Dr. Tamer? It's written quotation. You know that in the literary question, we have three types of things to support, to weaken, or to illustrate. Here, we want to support the student's claim. So what we're going to search for? I'm going to search for the claim. I'm going to search for the claim. Do we find the word claim here? No, we can't find any claim. As you can find, no claim, no claim because of that level 3. So what I'm going to do right now, find a thing that was mentioned by a student. The student start to be mentioned here. And this we can consider it as a claim. A student, because the argument starts with a claim. Okay, so it can be. So whenever it says claim, it can be also with the word argue. So now I'm going to read this. I want to support it by a quotation. Support it by a quotation. Again, we can depend on this only if it's level 1 and level 2. How I know that it's not level 1 and level 2? You're going to find terminology or words that you don't know what are they. So you have to return back to the text. So like that, it's going to be level 3. So here he said, a student argues that costume designers for modern productions of Shakespeare, A Midsummer Night's Dream, set in ancient Greece, sometimes include such elements unintentionally. Wait. What kind of elements you are talking about? What kind of elements you are talking about? That this kind of play that was acting about a Shakespeare play include such elements unintentionally. Which elements? So because of that, I have to read up to know what are the elements. The 2013 production of A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder was the first Broadway show for which Linda Chu was credited as a costume designer. Till now, I don't know what such elements. Cho was among the Broadway costume designers interviewed by Sarah Jablin Roberts and Orita A. Sanders for their study of historical accuracy. They want the thing to be accurate for everything, for the words, the terminology, the speech, the acting, the body gestures, the style, the costume. But here he talk about the accuracy in costume design for shows with a historical setting. They found that even designers who value historical accuracy will often include contemporary design. They made a mistake. And instead of put all the design in the past, sometimes they include contemporary design. These are the elements that we said about. Elements that don't fit with the historical period. So now we need something that support that the student argue the costume designers for those productions or modern production of Shakespeare, they include contemporary design, not historical one, unintentionally. Let's look at A. Costumes must always reflect the correct historical period. Okay, here we reflect, so it must be the right one. No, I need something that is not the right one. Too often I have seen costume that borrow from a wide span of periods, resulting in a production with a confusing visual style. Maybe he mentioned the costume and he mentioned that it will be borrowed from a wide span of periods, but here he said unintentionally. And he didn't talk about any kind of confusion. No. I aim to create a clear sense of the character and the world they inhabit. Sometimes this means adhering to the historical period style, but frequently, as in stagings of A Midsummer Night's Dream, some flexibility is required to communicate an idea to the audience. I'm sorry, he doesn't mention anything about the costumes. Nothing. Cancel. It's not related. In the 1980s, I was costuming for a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, okay? Even though I focused on using the correct materials and techniques for the place period in history. When I look back, I can clearly see the influence of 1980 fashion in my design. Yes? So now, he uses or she uses the contemporary design, but unintentionally. Because here he mentioned that I focused on using the correct materials and techniques. Unfortunately, after the production of this movie, what she said, or what he said, that I can clearly see the influence of 1980 fashion in my design. Let's look at D. I tend to pay careful attention to a character accessories like gloves, hats, and jackets. These elements help communicate information about how this person would have fit into society at that time, but he doesn't talk about such elements, the contemporary design. So the answer is C. The question after is question 13. Question 13 repeated many times in different skills. What this skill is scientific evidence. How you know? From the word if true. What he want? He want to support the second research team hypothesis. What you're gonna search for? I'm gonna search for the word hypothesize. It's here. Take care. It can be level 3. How? If we have words that we don't know their meaning. Let's find. I want to support this. A second team of researchers has hypothesized that the sensors where information is greatest are likely more sensitive than the rest. Wait, what kind of sensors you're talking about? Are the sensors of our car? Are the sensors inside our home to give us alarm if there's a fire? Or the sensors of an animal, like the antenna? So I have to read up to find out which sensors you're talking about. So there's level 3 also. To detect information about water flow, fish have sensors running from the snout tip. So we talk about the sensors for fish. As I told you, this question repeated a lot in many skills, even in the quantitative one. Sensor running from the snout tip down the sides of the head. Yuzu are Yangusuru, Otar Akiniti, and James C. Liu conducted tests to find where the difference in pressure is greatest. When the pressure is greatest between two adjacent sensors, because according to the researcher, as these pressure differences increase, and I put it here, when the pressure increase, So does the amount of information available to the fish. So the information available to the fish will increase. Using the ratio of head width to length, they found that the greatest pressure with the greatest information difference is closer to the snout for narrower head. So greatest pressure, greatest information will be with the narrower head. Narrower head. That means lower ratio of width to length. And farther from the snout for wider heads, higher ratio of width to length based on that finding. Okay, so now I need to find to support something that pressure high, information more, and narrower head. Okay, let's find from the beginning. As we're gonna find here in A, B, C, and D, you're gonna find that the first part is the same. The difference on the second part. He said the Gulf, Echemeria, Hydrologus Alberti has a much narrower head than Angolan Machkid catfish. Take care. This one has narrower head, so means greatest pressure, high information. Let's go on. And while the sensors nearest the snout for the Gulf Chimria, okay, are more sensitive than the others for the Angolan, the second one. Machke, catfish, all sensors are equally sensitive. No, it's not sensitive. Sensitive if there is greatest pressure. And this is going to be for the Gulf Chimera because it has much narrower head. B, the same part as we said, the beginning is the same part. We know now that Gulf Chimera is the narrower, so it has high pressure, high information, more sensitive. So let's go to the second part. And the most sensitive sensors for both are very close to their snouts, not for both. For Gulf Chimera more than the other one. Again, the third part. And the most sensitive sensors of the Gulf Chimera are closer to the snout than are those of the Angle Machkid catfish. Yes, because it's narrower, more pressure, more information, and sensitive. Yes, this is right. The last one here. And the sensor that are the farther for gonna be for the Angolan from the snout in both species are the most sensitive. No, the one that is narrower, the one that is nearer, not farther. Number 14. It's easy, and I don't know how the one that got it wrong got it. As we said, the convention of English that relate to boundaries, I'm gonna write the words without any punctuations and conjunction. So here, cut, bent, and. Forget about and. So cut, bent. Let's find. I'm gonna take from the beginning till the end. In the thought-provoking 1999 exhibition, Black History Month, at the Maritime Museum in London. All of this is prepositional phrase. From in to London, prepositional phrase. So Carrie Douglas can presented subject and verb. Sculptures. So this is independent. That had been. Okay, another dependent. Start with that. Had been cut, bent, welded. Wait. Cut, bent, welded are verbs. So they are three verbs. So this parallelism. And we know that when we have X, Y, and Z, we have to put X, comma, Y, comma, and Z. So the only part is right is here, B. The last question, number 22. Transition. Similarly, agreement. For instance, exemplification. In addition, however, contradiction. Let's take a sentence before and sentence after. The sentence before is here. He said, according to traditional classifications, each of William Shakespeare plays belongs to one of the three distinct genres: comedy, history, or tragedy. Then the sentence after: the play As You Like It, 1599, 1600, is classified as a comedy. He said that all Shakespeare belong to one of these three distinct genres. And this one example for the comedy, whereas King John 1596 is classified as history. So here comedy, here history. So these are examples, for an instance. These are the things that were wrong. I'm going to send for you the answer on the chat box right now. I'm sorry, on the WhatsApp. Okay, I have sent for you the answer key for test 7. Now, let's find what we're going to revise today regarding this skill. I think last time we finished the rhetorical synthesis for domain 3. I don't remember, but I'm going to be sure right now. Yes. So today we're going to revise the first skill of domain 4. As you know, that domain 4 is grammar, and domain 4, the same question is going to be used. Conventions of grammar. Convention of grammar. We have 2 skills. The first one is the easiest: form, sense, and structure. It has 5 sub-skills. The first one, subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement. The subject.
Is there supposed to be a share screen or?
No, Yahya, I'm still sharing the same screen.
Because I still see the test.
Yeah, I'm still sharing it. I'm just revising with you orally, okay?
Okay.
The first one of the sub-skill is subject-verb agreement. That the subject agree with the verb. Don't forget, please, that the subject cannot be or cannot have apostrophe S or S apostrophe, or it can't come after a preposition. Kindly don't forget that. And we know that the subject in the present will agree with the verb, but the subject that is singular in the present, the verb will have S in the singular form. So Ahmed plays, but Ahmed and Ali play. Don't tell me Ahmed's car is red. So here the subject is Ahmed. Wrong. It's the car. Because if the subject will never followed by apostrophe S or S apostrophe. The second one, and we said that we can use elimination here. Odd one out. Odd one out. You remember? Singular, 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 plural, take the plural. Plural, 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 singular, take the singular. Take the odd one out. But kindly, in level 3, sometimes he want to put you in critical situation. So you have to return to the text to find the subject. Second sub-skill, pronoun antecedent agreement. The same thing. Singular, singular antecedent, take singular pronoun. Take care of that. Plural antecedent, take plural pronoun. Also, we can use the odd one out in. Number 3, verb forms. Verb forms. We know the sentence is in the past, keep it in the past. Present, keep it in the present. Future, keep it in the future. Except that you have a keyword that let you change the tense. You have a keyword that change the tense. Okay, Before I have present, after I have past. So in the middle, what I'm going to use? Present perfect. Present perfect. Okay, I have before past and after past. But in the middle, I don't have past. I have past perfect. Yes, you can use past perfect. You can use past perfect. Okay. Uh, that was the third. The fourth, modifier. How I know that the question is modifier? You're gonna find that the choices are long. The choices are long. Yeah, it's convention of English like that one. Convention of standard English like that one. But the choices are long. The choices are long. And we know that the modifier start with a phrase. This phrase can be a prepositional phrase or a modifier phrase that it looks like a verb, but it's not a verb. And with en, ing, or ed. And it must come after it a comma, and after the comma, it must come the subject. Again, we can say the subject that has apostrophe s or is apostrophe. We can't. It will be the word after this word. So, helping my mother. Tamer's dog runs quickly. So now it's not Tamer that helping, it's the dog. And it's this wrong. This wrong. The last thing is possessive. Possessive. We said that the possessive, we need two nouns that come after each other. So the first one, we're going to put apostrophe s or is apostrophe. Take care. If I have three nouns that come after each other, so the first two, I'm going to put for them apostrophe s or is apostrophe. Don't forget that if there is a verb in the middle between two nouns, or there is a preposition between two nouns, we cannot put apostrophe for the one that in the beginning. We cannot. These are the things that relate to standard 4, domain 4, and skill number 1, that called form, sense, and structure. Let me send for you the sheet that we're going to start working in. Z. Sorry, guys, I did a problem. Just give me 2 minutes. I just carry the file and put it in another destination. Okay, I have sent the sheet to the group of June. And I have sent the sheet to the general group. No one start answer, please, until I adjust everything here. Okay, start solving right now, please. Write the answer for number 1. Write the answer for number 1. I got the answer from Yahya, from Rahaf. Najib. Oday Rimes. Yusuf Asakir, Yusuf Suelem. Shihawi, Nada. Ilmizian and Hussam. Still others, they didn't solve it. Where is Al-Walid? I got it from Al-Walid. Unfortunately, we have two that they got this question wrong, despite that I told you that it's one of the easiest question. We have to think carefully, please. I said that if we have two nouns that come after each other, the first noun is going to be followed by apostrophe s or s apostrophe. If there is something between them, a verb or a preposition, we cannot put. Okay, let's find the sentence as we can see it here. We have recruits competing interest. So interest actually end with a comma. So we can't put apostrophe here. So I'm going to delete B and delete D. So now I'm between A and C. Yes, recruits, it can be singular or it can be plural. How I know? You have to read to find something that refer to. So let's read from the beginning. Lee Vargas, best-selling novel Sex of Crow, set in a fictional world inspired by early modern Europe, followed the story of notorious criminal Cass Bricker as he musters a team of outlaws and misfits, plural, to pull off an impossible heist. Assembling the team is not an easy task. The team consists of plural one. And Bricker must navigate the recruits competing interest. Plural. Clear, Shihawi?
Clear.
Clear, Yusuf Asakir?
Yes.
Number 2. Take care. It's easy, wallah. It's easy. The easiest one. Odd one out. The subject-verb agreement. Odd one out. Okay, let's find the answer. I got the answer from Nada, from Oday, and from Rimes. From Shihawi and from Yusuf Asakir. From Al-Mizyan and Najib. From Yusuf Suwaylam and Yahya. From Rahaf and Al-Walid. From Husam. Okay. We don't have any mistakes in this one. Let's have a look. Makes a singular, made plural, have. We look at the first helping verb. The first helping verb, it will indicate that it's singular or plural. Have, made plural, are making plural. So I have 3 plural and 1 singular, so I'm going to take the singular. But I want to be sure that the subject is singular because level 3, it will trick you. The neurotoxic venom of the blue-ringed octopus. Okay, take care. The octopus here, it's not the subject. The subject is venom. The subject is venom. The subject is venom. It's not octopus. Why octopus is not the subject? Because here octopus come after a preposition. Octopus come after a preposition. So this is not the subject. The subject is venom. Okay. Which is named. This is dependent. But where is the verb for venom? Which is named for its distinct blue marking? I need the verb. How we know that this is the verb? Because after the subject, comma, before the verb, comma. So here, venom, singular, I'm going to take makes. So I'm right. Let's go to number 3, verb forms. Verb forms. Okay, number 3. I got the answer from Nada and Almizian. From Shihawi and Rimas. From Wadai and Yusuf Asakir. From Yahya and Najib. From Yusuf Suwailam and Rahaf. Al-Walid and Hussam. Again, no one got this is right as a mistake. Alhamdulillah. It's easy. Let's find out together. And number 3, its verb forms will be future, is present, was past, has been present perfect. Okay, let's have a look. Occupying a significant part of modern day Nigeria. The Kingdom of Benin was past, one of the major powers in West Africa between the 13th and 19th century. This past, it ruled by Aba War I from 1440 to 1473. It's an easy way. This past and this verb that preceded is past, so I need past. Was. So because of that, all of you got it right. Let's go to number 4 and its pronoun antecedent agreement. I got the answer from Nada and Rimes. Yahya and Yusuf Asakir. Rahaf and Najib. Shihawi and Almizian. Al-Walid and Yusuf Suwailam. Uday. Sam didn't write his answer. Sam, waiting for your answer, please. It's pronoun antecedent agreement. It's one of the easiest sub-skill. I got it from Hussam. Okay. Unfortunately, one got this as a mistake. We don't know why. For the pronoun antecedent agreement, we need to search for the antecedent just to be sure about. And don't forget the odd one out. We said it many times. Them plural. It's singular. That's singular. This singular. So here the odd one out. But I want to be sure that my answer is right. We can look in the same sentence or we can look the sentence before because it can be indicated before. He said American poet Emily Dickinson wrote many of her poems on scraps of paper, but she also took steps to collect these works. From 1858 to around 1864, for example, she copied more than 800 of of her poems or of her works, plural, them, into 40 homemade booklets known as vessels. Clear, Uday?
Yes, Mr.
Your homework, guys, from 5 till 13. From 5 till 13. Next time is going to be a hard test. A hard test, harder than test 7. As you know that whenever we are moving forward, I start to make the test harder. Don't forget, next Friday is off. Next Saturday is off. And I'm going to tell you exactly the replacement for those sessions. So Friday off, Saturday off because of your exams. And take care because some of the schools right now start sending that tomorrow is not off. Some of the schools start sending that tomorrow is not off, especially the school that relate to Ata. Especially the school that relate to Ata. They start canceling that tomorrow is not off, okay? Goodbye.